Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Friend Chad Pearson, and welcome again to the channel. It is Saturday, happy Saturday, the 25th. Saturday, the 25th of July. I have 5:50 p.m. And yes, God is still on the throne, and He's making things happen. And many times we don't see it until we seek Him so diligently, and we realize He was right there all the time. If you know what I'm talking about, put in the chat. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Lo, I am with you even to the end of the world. There are so many scriptures where He reminds us that He will be with us. I'm sure someone counted them from the 66 books. It brings a smile and joy to my heart that He is a promise keeper. The epitome of that, if that is the proper way to do it, is the love that He sent in the form of His Son in flesh, His only begotten Son, Jesus. No greater love that a man has demonstrated that He laid down His life. Did He not? Well, people, I want to be frank and honest. I want to talk about two issues. I want to talk about Trump in relation to me and others and what we wanted to happen. Then I want to segue into New York Mayor Mamdani. People, you guys know my old associate, still pray for him, Joe Aquaviva. We used to have a friendly discussion about voting. And Joe was like, Pearson, voting don't matter. I'm like, Joe, we got to get in there and fight. Joe would say, this is Joe Aquaviva, he would say, Pearson, the voting don't matter. And I want to confess to you guys, the more I begin to decode in the political sphere, Joe Aquaviva was right. Let me turn on this fan. When it comes down to presidents and many of these governor races and even the mayor, because I saw it right here in my city of Illinois, it doesn't matter. When the powers have their candidate, they will run other candidates, fake candidates, along with them to give the impression that you can make a difference, when really it's the candidate that wins is the one that they wanted. So I want to tell Joe, if you ever see the video, and I'll be calling him soon to see if him and I can do some videos together in terms of live videos and decode to the glory of God. That's big, people. You know, we all grow, we go through a process, we go through stages. But voting for Trump, I'm gonna tell you guys something. It wasn't a mistake. I urged people to vote for Trump for the morals. That's what I did. Everybody knows it. I don't hide behind it. I just was telling Joe, look, we gotta get involved. God gave us dominion. We gotta push Him. In politics, it's a tug of war. You're not going to always get what you want. But if you scream loud enough and they know you're there, they got to push through some things that you want. People, that is a political fact. When a candidate fears you, especially if they want to get reelected, you can get their ear. So many times what happens is that we give up. Well, these are the last days and he's in there now. And I can tell you it's over with. The political system that was set up by the founding fathers, I do believe every last president that we had was put in by the powers, and then they orchestrated their magic through the 4 or 8 years they were there. Even the recent ones, even Barack Obama, they're nothing but puppets. Even Trump, he's a puppet. I've said before to you guys, I'll say it again, I have matured in this thing, and I don't apologize for pushing. I knew who Trump was, come on now. I've been saying, see, a lot of people don't know that I've been saying this since Facebook, way before I did YouTube, and that is, he was the perfect candidate to run. He was and is a real estate mogul. He's known around the world. That is, he has connections in terms of real estate, national and international. He had the beauty pageant. He also had the TV series, Apprentice, You're Fired. And he cut checks for Jesse Jackson when he ran for president. He also cut a check for Hillary Clinton when she ran for president. The man has been all over. So he's rubbed elbows with some of the big producers in Hollywood and music. Arguably, there's no one even in comparison who's world renowned like Trump. But I believe that God could utilize him for his glory in terms of the morals. You got to remember, in part, my last channel was taken from me because I had a very, very strong moral stand talking about certain issues that I went too strong on, evidently. But you know, this is a wicked Sodom and Gomorrah world. Do you understand? And I went hard. And when you do that, you're done. You're done. And so I've had to pull back on how I conduct myself in this medium, but I was standing up for righteousness because people, here's the deal. I want you to understand this more than anything else I've said so far, or just equally. No civilization in history, when they crossed the line with no civilization, when they crossed the line in terms of immorality, stands too long. Satan knew if he can get America on the trail of immorality, especially when it came down to sex, our days were numbered. That's why I pushed Trump. You know, Trump talked a good game. Don't sit up here and play like he didn't. He sold us a good game about what he would do morally. And there's some things he's come through on. But we didn't know at the same time what he was really going to do was he was going to set up his new world order and then get up out of here. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't regret pushing him. And let's be honest, they only gave us two choices. They only gave us Republican and Democrat Party, did they not? Let's be honest. Don't be ashamed of what you did. We were fighting for our country. Don't be ashamed of that. If you were a Democrat, be proud of what you did. I'm neither one. I'm in the middle. I don't really resonate with either one of them. It's a joke. I was voting the morals. Do you understand what I'm saying? Understand how deep this is. So sometime in this crazy world, you gotta choose. You think I didn't know about Trump? You gotta watch my past videos. Then you know exactly. I knew what I was doing. I consciously knew what I was doing. And I think the majority of you guys did too. So there's no regret. And now that we find out as we open our eyes and God has shown us, because God said he'll never leave us, never forsake us. And as I began to decode, we could see he was a snake and a snake and a snake. It is what it is. So what? Jesus is still on the throne. We can still do those things which seem impossible. But we vote in relation to the promise of Christ. And that is his sustainability, because one drop of blood can wipe this whole thing out. You understand what I'm saying? Jesus' blood. So understand what I'm about. When I vote, it's the spiritual aspect, because I know who Trump is. I know who all of them are. But the best move was the morals, because I know in the past, morally, anybody who knows history knows that when the morals go, the country goes after that. So I responded to this one person. I said, remember what I said, we're voting for morals. That's what I voted for. I voted for the morals that he was speaking of. I knew the man and you knew the man. So it was the worst of two evils. Unfortunately, they only give us two parties to choose from. Once we got a better focus of Trump, we gotta drop him and the whole system, because the whole system is corrupt. So it's an evolution. The whole world has to go through a refocusing, because the devil is clever. However, God is gracious and will put things in a perfect view in time. So now we make adjustments and our total focus is on Christ. So that's what I said so far in my response. But let me throw this at you guys. In this environment that we're living in, with an uncertain economy and war and a slew of a laundry list of issues in the world, people, we were looking for someone to make it work. But I hate to give Obama credit. Nobody's coming to save you but Jesus. You understand what I'm saying? That's what Obama messed up on. Man is done. Can't put your faith in him. We tried. This was the last hurrah. Now, when you talk about voting and putting your hope in a system, there's nothing wrong with the American system. It's the people and how they work the system. When you do your due diligence and find out the history, our Congress, the administrations of history, the infrastructure, the political system throughout the United States has been hijacked. The powers have put their people in place, governors and mayors, and presidents and vice presidents. That's just the way it is. Well, you know, so what if you're slow in catching up? It's okay. You don't have to feel bad. Your heart was in the right place. God honors that. The Bible says the meek will inherit the earth. You're rolling with the Lord, so don't you ever give up and say that your vote doesn't count. Your vote did count. Because if you voted for the morality, you on God's side. Sorry, last time I checked, that's the best side to be on. So let me go with this. God is gracious and will put things in perfect view in time. So now we make adjustments and our total focus. I said, welcome back. The person said they're being honest with me why they left me back in the day because I voted for Trump. I says, I constantly said during that time, all civilizations who turn that back, I should say their back on God with immorality will crumble. So my position as others was to help sustain the country. That's why we voted in that particular way, not for the person. We didn't really vote for Trump. We voted for the country. You understand what I'm saying? We're pulling a spiritual lever. I'm sure you can respect the strategy. No one can really know what a person's going to do in that office, but we put the blood of Christ in action. And that's what we did. And that's what we continue to do. The problem with Americans is that we hold onto what a person does in good faith. So so for example, I went out and voted for Trump in good faith. And then people crucify me, right? They crucify me. And then they think that I'm a bad person because I got involved in the politics. But really, I'm a good person wanting to help sustain our country. Translated, we cast our vote for Trump, which was for our country. Trump let us down, but Jesus won't. That was my response. And so I get these comments from time to time, and this one came on just before I wanted to do this video. People, please understand. Democrats love the country. Republicans love the country. Independents love the country. We all love the country. We can't help it because they lie. We can't help it because they lie. We can't help that. And just because you know something that I don't know, and I'm not talking about this person, but you don't need to be, nah. See, this is what you get because you voted for Trump. That's infantile. That's infantile. If you voting for someone who's going to take care of the morality of a country, and then that person keeps part of that campaign promise, but yet they do other things, it is what it is, baby. These are the last days. You got to keep perspective. And I'm telling you, Joe Aquaviva was right. Joe Aquaviva, who I used to roll with, he's right. He saw it deeper than I did, but I was willing to take the chance and say, look, we got to push this morality thing, bro. And Joe Aquaviva, like he said back in the day, He was the #1 Trump fan back in the day. He used to go to the rallies. I think he told me he used to sit in the first or second row. So everybody matures and evolves. But we got to stop beating the hell out of each other because we had good intent. God honors the good intent. Who doesn't want a country to have morals? Anybody, if you know your scripture, you're going to vote morals. Because morality covers everything. Everything. But in time, we find out who they really are. That's Bible prophecy. We on route to 666. And Satan do need people to take him to 666. I've been talking about that. So just want to get that clear. I know exactly who Trump is and was and what he's done. If anybody has laid it out as to what he did, I did it on my last channel. But I said, look at what we got. Look at what the Democrat Party was standing for. Is that a moral focus? Come on now, let's keep it real. I can't even talk about those things. So we were lied to. Now let's venture into Mamdani. We got Zohran Mamdani. And like I said, in this political environment, the way America is, the powers can put up Mickey Mouse. And if Mickey Mouse say the right thing and is backed by the powers, Mickey Mouse gonna win the mayor, the governor, or the president. Understand, they capitalize on the misery that they cause. I'm gonna say it again, because some folks in the back room, they're on the yellow bus. Anybody can win in politics today if the powers are behind them. And the same powers that get them in office to solve this crap is the same one who caused the crap. We back in the garden. You think deception was only in the garden? It's in the south, the north, the east, and west of the garden. Same way with America. So now you got Zohran Mamdani saying all the right thing in the right time for the biggest city. New York, New York. He ain't who you think he is.
I can see the dawn of a better day for humanity.
Zohran Mamdani will become the next mayor of New York City.
Turn on this speaker. Things seem to go out sometime.
Power on. Hypergear Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
I can see the dawn of a new city. Sound like Trump, don't it? I can see the dawn of the golden age. They both the same. They're just playing a game.
Hypergear Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Come on, speaker.
Better day for...
Here we go.
I can see the dawn of a better day for humanity.
Zohran Mamdani will become the next mayor of New York City. He is making history as the first Muslim and South Asian to leave New York City. At 34 years old, he is the youngest mayor the biggest city in the U.S. has elected in well over 100 years.
It is our moment.
Mamdani is a political newcomer.
My name is Assemblymember Zohran Mamdani.
In 2020, he was elected to the state assembly, representing just over 100,000 people in Queens. His inexperience became a key issue in the race.
This is not a job for a first-timer.
What I don't have...
I believe every last mayoral candidate, and I said it when I did these videos, when I was covering New York mayor, every last one of them was fake. Mamdani was supposed to win because the powers wanted him to be there. The last mayor, Cuomo, with his past, come on, man. And the other guy, fake. They gotta run somebody against Mamdani to make it to give you the impression everything's legit. This is the new political paradigm they've been doing to us. Probably the last 30 years. I've been doing a lot of research. I can see it. It's a joke. It's a joke. Oh, we finally got somebody new. Let's try him. We tried Trump. He didn't work. Now let's try Mamdani. Trump didn't work. Now let's go back to Obama. We rolling dice. And all of them laughing at us. All of them part of the squid. The squid got 8 arms. The octopus got 8 arms, baby. Okay? I'm gonna keep it real here.
Have an experience, I make up for it in integrity. I'm about to say something you've never heard a politician say. Please stop sending us money.
Mamdani has disrupted traditional political campaigning. He harnessed the power of social media and was a constant presence on the trail, speaking directly to voters, sometimes in their own language.
Pura ballot puron korbe.
And he shocked the political establishment by beating former Governor Andrew Cuomo in the Democratic primary earlier this year.
The night was not our night.
I will work to be a mayor. You will be proud to call your own.
His policies have drawn fierce support and criticism. Mamdani is a member of the Democratic Socialists of America. He won over younger, progressive voters and the city's immigrant communities with a pledge to raise taxes on the wealthy, make public buses and childcare free, and freeze rent for 2 million rent-stabilized tenants across the city.
I'm freezing. You're ready. Let's plunge into the details.
He has also faced criticism over his stance on Israel.
The assemblyman still won't say he believes that Israel has the right to exist as a Jewish state.
I've said time and again that I recognize Israel's right to exist.
And from business leaders opposed to taxes on the wealthy.
Do you like capitalism?
No, I have many critiques of capitalism.
He has worked to distance himself from his earlier calls to defund the police and apologized for a tweet calling the NYPD racist.
And I apologize because of the fact that I'm looking to work with these officers.
President Donald Trump and Mamdani's relationship already looms large.
I'm not going to send a lot of money to New York. If somebody's going to be a communist mayor of New York, it's a fluke.
At a time
The whole system is a fluke. At times, Trump is the good cop, Mamdani's the bad cop. Next week, another politician, Trump's the bad cop, that politician's the good cop. It's all game. Our system of government is over with. It's been taken over, okay? And so what? I'm a late bloomer. I believed. I stamped it with the blood of Jesus. So we got to get off. We all we got. I watch social media, all in the comments, not just on my channel, but other. I'm like, all we do is beat the hell out of each other. That's all we do. Oh, you messed up. Nah. You stupid. You did it. What good did the person bring when they were trying to do good? You can't see that. Just like when I do a video and I make one mistake on a date. I got a 30-minute video, make one mistake on a date, and I put in the comment section, you're a false prophet. You guys got to go back and watch that video with Albert Einstein. He was in class and he made a mistake. And he told his students, I got everything right except for this one thing. And you talk more about the one thing I got wrong than the 99.9 that I got right. We got to go through a cleansing mentally because these powers that messed our head so up, we don't even have to worry about what they say. We become our own worst enemy. Look, we got to be real. We killing each other without even their help today because we've been conditioned to hate each other. Not just color, but on the intellectual tip. Everybody matters. And we all got duped. And they're going to tell us all to take the 666 mark. Then who's going to be sitting back? Oh, I'm Republican. I can't take this shot. I can't take the shot. I'm Democrat. No, I don't want the mark. What the book of Revelation say? You can't buy or sell without it. We can't see long term. We keep fighting each other. How you think you're gonna hear from God beating up on there? We got to grow up, baby. We got to grow up. We got to grow up.
Who is Zohran Mamdani, the 33-year-old who just declared victory in New York City's Democratic primary for mayor? 1. He's an immigrant. Born in Uganda, his family moved to New York when he was 7 and he became a U.S. citizen in 2018. 2. His mom, Mira Nair, is a celebrated filmmaker who's been nominated for an Oscar. 3. Before politics, he produced rap music as Mr. Cardamom.
Go ahead, make a rap for United.
4. He met his wife, 27-year-old Syrian artist Rama Duwaji, on Hinge. 5. If elected, he'd be New York City's first Muslim, millennial, and South Asian mayor. 6. He's currently serving in the New York State Assembly. As for his politics, he considers himself a democratic socialist, advocating for things like free bus service, rent freezes, and universal childcare. Who is Zohran?
Like I said when I started, you can run anybody. The things that have not happened in our best interest, somebody like Mamdani, Trump, Obama, whoever comes up, says the right thing, and you roll with the flow. But they're all the same. All they're doing is taking turns deceiving us as they go toward the New World Order. Now, why am I doing Mamdani? Because that's a template on where we're going. You heard the statement back in the day? You own nothing but be happy. Why you think they got the biggest state, the biggest city? Why you think it? Because it's going to be the template of what's going on. Chicago is broke. We're going to lay off 700 teachers. They're consolidating where the migrants live. So let's say they got 20 different places where the migrants live. They're concising it. They're cut because we broke. A lot of cities are broke. A lot of states are broke. They're running the country in the ground. So is Trump. That's why my views are low, because I'm telling the truth. I want y'all to wake up. We all we got. The system is done. We're going to have to hold on till the Lord get here. Because trying to change this thing, maybe on the local level, but at the top, they got us. They got a lot of these mayors and the governors. My governor and mayor, sometimes they fight. They all on the same page. They're on the same page. Let me go down this list. He's the youngest mayor in New York, of the biggest city. Did the powers create him? I believe yes. The candidates that ran against him, they were props. They weren't real candidates. He's talking about freezing the rent, taxing the rich, child care free, bus rides free. Anytime you do a thing like that, just like Trump said, no tax on tips, where the money gonna come from? That's what you have to ask yourself. They can promise you the world, but if you don't have no more money coming in, you can't pay streets and sanitation, fire, police, all that. Think about what I'm saying. They'll say anything to get in because it sounds good. Gotta understand this thing. The question is, can he get it done? Is it realistically? What happened 2 weeks ago? His international representative, what did she do? She set up a meeting with Iran. They're giving you bits and pieces of how this man really is. Oh, but Pearson, he said he didn't know anything about that. You believe that? I don't believe that. How come they didn't take her to court and make her testify as to why would his international representative out of his administration set up a meeting with Iran and we at war with them? They're showing you who they are allegedly. Do you understand what I'm saying? Stop looking over. Those are the fruits. Mamdani isn't who you think he is, and you're gonna find out gradually. And New York is gonna find out gradually. Ain't no free meal, baby. Ain't no free ticket. He said he gonna lock up Benjamin Netanyahu. He ain't got that power. It's just all game. He acts like he's at odds with Trump, but really they're not polar opposites. They're really the same. The New World Order don't care who they use, okay? And then he wants to have these grocery stores. I think they said the grocery stores be ran by the government, all that kind of stuff. People, look. This is just a small, short video. It's only gonna be 30 minutes. Should be much longer. But understand what I'm saying. Zohran Mamdani is no different from Trump when he ran. He's basically the new Obama. All he do is smile. It's fake. He's a fake. He's a fraud. But he's new. Ain't been around long, just like Obama. And we're like, oh, there's something fresh. It's somebody else that we can then sink our teeth in. Just like Trump did what? Trump was new. Trump had no background. I knew that. You knew that. But we voted for America. We just all been suckers. Let's admit it. Let's be honest. If you was a sucker, be honest. Put it in the chat. If you knew, be honest. But don't be beating up your neighbor or your friend just because they voted for Trump. Maybe they voted for Trump because they believed in morality. So now you want to crucify him? Because Trump lied to them? Oh, I guess that's the new America, right? Grow up.